Hello, this is Ollie's Movie Madness, and I'm going to be doing a movie review of Peter Pan and Wendy. Now, I just finished the film today. I have to say, it is bad, but I don't think it is as horrible as Aladdin 2019. Because there are some good things about this movie. There are some stuff I like. Now, the storyline is a rehash of the original, but it's not as bad as the storyline in Aladdin or Snow White. Those two movies have way dumber storylines than this one. Even though the storyline in this one is not interesting, it was at least tolerable. It was a tolerable storyline. It wasn't good, it was just okay. But the performances, they're not that good. But I will say the acting in this film is a lot better than the acting in Aladdin 2019 or Pinocchio 2022 or even Snow White from this year. I think those films have way worse acting. Alexander Maloney, he actually did a okay job as Peter Pan. It felt like he was doing more of a parody than playing the character, but for what he did he did an okay job. But the character of Peter Pan is just boring. He's more boring bad. He's not as bad as Aladdin from Aladdin 2019, but he's just not that interesting compared to the original Peter Pan. Because they tried to develop him with this backstory, which was not that interesting. It was really dumb. The way Peter Pan tells the backstory to Wendy is just really boring. It's one of the most boring moments of the entire film. But by now, the worst performance is Evan Anderson, who plays Wendy. Her performance is horrible. She just screams at the top of her lungs. Oh, you thought the actor I'm about to mention did that. No, she does it more than he does. Because she just goes way too over the top. The character of Wendy just comes off as a snotty bitch, because in the original film, and even the 2003 film, which I haven't seen, Wendy is supposed to be likable. She's supposed to like being with kids. In this one, she's very cynical. After Peter Pan saves her, she slaps him, and she just comes off as very snotty and rude to people in this film. And she's just not that interesting of a character. And the scene where she watches Peter Pan die is one of the dumbest things. She screams no, and not only was it stupid, but it came off as a lazy ripoff to the scene in Rise of the Guardians, where Jack Frost watches Pitch Black kill the Sandman. The difference being is that scene was very intense and really awesome. This was just flat out silly and ridiculous. The actress who plays Tinkerbell was whatever. The actors who play Michael and John, they were just really uninteresting. Although I will say they're better than the actors in better than the actors in Snow White. I think this film has slightly better acting. But it felt like John and Michael were just rehashed versions of their characters from the original movie. But surprisingly, the actor I liked was Jude Law. Yes, Jude Law was actually the best thing in the film. He plays Captain Hook, and he gives one of the best performances of the entire movie. Because you can just tell that Jude Law had a lot of fun. And Captain Hook as a character, for the most part, is accurate. Now, yes, the backstory between him and Peter Pan is stupid. It was not interesting. But there are moments where Jude Law comes off very menacing. And when Captain Hook had to be menacing, it really works. Even when he raised his voice, he doesn't do it as much as Wendy does it in this film. So I will say that Captain Hook, while not perfect, he was my favorite part of the film. And to be honest, if I had to rewatch this film, I would just rewatch it for all of Jude Law's scenes. And the scene where he tells Wendy, his backstory, it was really good. Well, the stuff with him and Peter Pan was weird, But when he says, "Oh, my mother neglected me. I didn't have a friend." That was really fun when he says, "I didn't have a friend." It was actually one of the more scarier moments of the film. And Jude Law's performance was actually really fun. And to be honest, Jude Law is really amazing. Now, this is not Jude Law's best villain role. Pitch Black from Rise of the Guardians, that is a way better written antagonist. And Jude Law gave more of a powerful and scary performance in Rise of the Guardians. But here, he was actually really fun. Now yes, the costume is ridiculous and the Hook looks fake. But aside from that, I think Captain Hook was decent. I will say he's better than Jafar. Surprisingly, you'll think the thing I'll hate is Jude Law. No, he actually surprised me. Because you could tell, again, I already said this, but he's having a lot of fun. And his line delivery was actually really great. Fun fact, there were actors considered for this interpretation of Captain Hook, including Will Smith, Adam Driver, and Joaquin Phoenix. Out of those actors, Adam Driver would have been okay, but Jude Law was surprisingly great. Will Smith, no, that would have been really dumb. But I will say, though, that the Captain Hook in the anime movie is way better written, way more entertaining to watch. But in terms of the live-action Disney remake villains, Jude Law was the least terrible. Now, Ursula from The Little Mermaid 2023, way more accurate, way better. Melissa McCartney gives a way better performance than Jude Law. But Law in this film was actually way more tolerable than I thought he would. I thought he would be the worst thing in this movie, but no, he's actually the best thing in the film, and all of his scenes are amazing, and I can watch all of Jude Law's scenes, aka Captain Hook's. I can watch all of Captain Hook's scenes. I can watch Captain Hook's scenes all day because they're just that memorable. The directing by David Lowery is actually interesting. Now, this is his weakest directing film. It is. Because he does get some stuff right and wrong. Like, the stuff with Captain Hook, for the most part, he does a great job in with that character, like, getting him accurate to the animated film. But the stuff with Wendy and everything else was just kind of a mess. It feels like he didn't really understand those characters. But he did understand Captain Hook. Surprisingly, he got that character right. So I think he did an okay job directing this film. Like, the tone of it is consistent. Not as consistent as it was with the original animated film. I think the animated film is a lot more consistent. But this film was actually really interesting. So in conclusion, while I don't like this film, I will say it's the least bad Disney live-action remake. Mainly because Jude Law is the highlight of the movie. And the cinematography looks surprisingly really awesome. Now, yes, the cinematography in the original Peter Pan film is way better. And the cinematography in The Little Mermaid 2023 looks a lot better. But I will say that the cinematography in this was cool. The performances are really bland, with the exception of Jude Law. Jude Law was actually really fun. So I'd say just skip this movie. But only watch it if you find Jude Law really entertaining as Captain Hook in this movie. But other than that, just go watch the original Peter Pan movie. Go watch the 2003 one. Or even go watch Peter Pan Return to Neverland from 2002. Those Peter Pan movies are way better. So I give this movie a 3 out of 10. It's bad, but there's some entertainment value in it. So that's going to be my movie review of Peter Pan and Wendy. Hope you guys enjoyed.